right after the stream.
My nep's crying in the background. Don't worry about it.
Oh, little jocks.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a lot of news that I have to catch up on because like my rankings are completely not caught up to today's news. So it sounds like Dalvin Cook's going to be out, right?
Yeah. Let me quickly actually adjust what's his name, Madison. I'll let you guys actually see this live so you know exactly I would consider him, but Madison's going to be a good middle tier RB2 for me against the Seahawks because that defense is atrocious.
Yeah, I'm looking where even is Madison in the rankings right now. There he is.
Montgomery or Madison this week? Montgomery against the Browns, Madison against the Seahawks.
Montgomery.
Madison or Barkley?
Barkley. I'm going to put Madison probably at 6-17, right ahead of Chris Carson, right behind Miles Sanders is probably where I'm going to end up putting him.
He's going to probably be 15 for me, right ahead of Chris Carson, right below Dave Montgomery.
Do we have any word if Dalvin's okay, officially, here we go.
Officially out?
Beckham officially active, Carson Wentz, DeAndre Hopkins, DeAndre Swift, inactive, T. Higgins, Marlon Mack. How does this affect Marlon Mack? That's hilarious.
Oh, wait, Henderson's back or out too.
Henderson is out? Do we have official word that Cook is out? Because I don't see anything about him.
I saw highly unlikely.
Okay. Jacobs is out too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sony Michel is probably going to end up being against Tampa. It's still a tough matchup.
Mitchell
probably RB27 is where I'm gonna have Michelle.
Yeah. I need to move Michelle.
Oh, let's get through some questions too.
Sorry. We were kind of unprepared. We were both out drinking last night, so we have to adjust our rankings.
You guys basically have in terms of this, I would start Gibson still.
It's really close. In our flex rankings, honestly, it's within 5 spots is usually kind of a coin flip. So I would also go with Gibson, but it's super close.
Yeah. It's an interesting question. Would y'all trade Kamara for Saquon Barkley and Jamar Chase? Where are you at with this?
I'll chime in. Kamara, I think.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm at as well.
Nothing against Saquon. I mean, that trade could look really good if Saquon gets back to being Saquon, obviously, but I still think Kamara, even if Saquon is 90% of what Saquon was in 2018, 2019, I still think you win that trade with Kamara just because Kamara's that good.
Yeah, agreed. Madison or Gibson, I'd still go with Gibson this week, but
yeah, I have a feeling we're going to get a whole lot of Alexander Madison questions in this.
Oh
game.
Yeah, we already got a couple on our videos.
Trace Sermon up a little bit. Sorry, what?
Yeah, we already got a couple on our videos. Where do you have Sermon ranked?
I'm about to move him because I am actually starting him over Damian Harris in the Listener Dynasty League. So I need to make my rankings reflect that, obviously. So I think it's really a toss up between I have Tyson Williams at RB20 right now, Chase Edmonds at RB19. I'm thinking I'm going to slot Sermon right behind those guys, right ahead of Myles Gaskin and Damian Harris.
I currently, so I have Sermon at 26 right now, but looking at it, I would start him over Harris, Hilaire, Drake, Gaskin, Hunt, Williams, but I would still start Edmonds over him.
Yeah, that's exactly kind of where I have him firmly at 21 now, so that's where he ends up sitting for me. I also have to move Hopkins down a little bit
here. Let's catch up on these.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good morning, fellas. Good morning there, Nathan. Nice seeing you. What's up, boys? What's up, Mono? Boys, I'm in a pinch. Pick 2, Kenny G, James Washington, Elijah Moore. You're easily sitting James Washington here. It's not even close, in my opinion.
Yeah, not really close.
3 separate leagues, Komet or Cephas in a tight end premium. In a tight end premium, I'll lean Komet there because I don't think Cephas is that safe at all.
Give me Cephas.
Really, eh?
Yeah, I mean, Komet's okay. In a tight end premium, I think he's going to catch a couple balls in this game, but I actually like Cephas this week, mainly because I have to play him. So I'm forcing myself into liking him.
There you go. Yo, what's up, Spicy?
You had 3 questions, brother.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Chenault, Ayuk, Elijah. Yeah, I agree. And is it too cute to see Gibson for Montgomery? I don't think it's too cute, but I would still go with Gibson.
I would too, but they're I think I have them back to back in my rankings right now, so it's really close. I gotta move. I gotta move Hopkins down to
Yeah, 14. Hopkins currently my 4, so I'm gonna move him down.
I'm gonna move him down to
14. He's 13 for me.
Yeah. Okay. Yo, what's up, Spicy Hot? Jan says, should we be concerned about Higgins' injury long term? I actually asked Dr. Jesse Morris this exact question, if we should be worried about it. And his response was, His response basically was not really. We shouldn't be worried about it long term for the most part. So I'm going to go with the doc on that one. That was weird.
Sorry, completely misclicked on my mouse. So basically, I have like a couple mouse buttons, right? Like if you can't see that on the camera, I have a couple mouse buttons, and I guess I by accident thumb clicked on one, and it automatically took me out of the stream.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. Yeah. But anyway, should we be worried about Higgins long term? Dr. Moore said it should be like a 2 to 3 week injury, like a pain tolerance type thing. So I'm probably not worried about it long term, especially if they're going to be careful with him and hold him out of this game. So, he's going to probably be on the injury report again next week, but I'd imagine he probably plays. So I wouldn't be overly concerned about it, but he could re-aggravate it. I suppose there's some risk there.
Yep, agreed.
Robinson or Trey Sermon? Give me a Sermon there.
Yep. CH or Alex Madison this week? Give me Alex Madison.
Yeah, I'll take Alex Madison there too.
Gibson or Tyson? I'm starting Saquon as my other running back. I would go with Gibson, but it would suck sitting Tyson against Detroit. But yeah, I would still go with Gibson and Saquon.
I'd still go Gibson.
Yeah. Good morning, boys. Let's go. Another Sunday. Yes, sir, Leo. Let's sir. Wentz with no ankles or Goff? I'll just take Goff.
I would take Goff if Wentz had his ankles.
I think I still have Eason ranked in my quarterback rankings. I forgot to change that because I genuinely didn't think there was any chance that Wentz would play.
Yeah.
Also, what up, fellas? Heading up. Don't forget to give that thumbs up and subscribe. Appreciate that, Jared. And all of you watching, all 33 of you, listen to that. I want to see 33 likes, and I want to see 33 everybody in here as a subscriber. So appreciate that.
For sure.
Liam O'Leary says, what's up, guys? Full PPR, one flex spot. Start Najee, Robert Woods, or Mike Evans. I'm going with Najee Harris here.
Yeah, I'll also go with Najee Harris. Full PPR gives some kind of lenience to the wide receivers, but I think I'd still go with Najee, although I do like Mike Evans this week too.
Sit one of these ugly running backs, Robinson, Hunt, Drake, and Melvin Gordon. Like, I think they're literally all like back-to-back in my rankings.
I think I have Melvin the lowest of those guys, but they're all like within, I think they're all between 25 and 30. I have Hunt at 25, Drake at 26, Robinson at 27, and Gordon at 30. So yeah, I will sit Gordon.
I have Drake at 23, Hunt at 25, Gordon at 28, and Robinson 29. So
you said Robinson there, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's understandable. I think they're going to be able to hopefully get some things going. I think this could be like a garbage time Jags game where the Cardinals kick the shit out of them so hard that they're playing like soft zone the rest of the game.
Yep, for sure. Let's try to speed these a little bit. Tyson or CH, full PPR. Could be Tyson there, Chris.
Imagine saying that a couple weeks ago. I mean, CH being a bust doesn't shock me, but yeah, give me a Tyson there.
I got you the link. You're good. Beasley, Tyson, or Damian Harris, PPR flex. I'll go Tyson here.
PPR gives me some kind of hesitancy towards Beasley, but I'll take Tyson as well.
Would y'all trade Kamara for Swift, Sutton, and Javante Williams?
That I would probably do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I'd probably do because I think with Swift, you're getting like 80% Alvin Kamara. And then with Sutton, you're getting, at least for the next couple of weeks, like a bona fide like top 15, top 20 wide receiver. And then even when Judy comes back, I still think he's going to be a weekly wide receiver 3. And Javante Williams, again, if you're in a 2-0 situation or something like that, he's eventually going to kind of scale his production as the season goes along.
Yep. Flex PPR, Cooper, McLaurin, I have CD, and Adams as my other wide receivers. I'm going with Amari Cooper here because I think Amari Cooper has a good chance at wide receiver 1 overall this week.
Yeah, I also am a little worried about McLaurin being able to match the type of ceiling that Cooper could have, so I'll go with Cooper as well.
Oh man, I got absolutely sauced last night, Jared. Like sauced. And I had no ride over last night because nobody was gonna be willing to drive me 30 minutes. But
I'm pretty sure Sexy Pats went to bed like 2 hours before we all left. High key.
Really?
Yeah.
He told me to come, but fucking like I literally had no way there, and I was sauced. It's not like I could just rip my car over, but
I mean, we were in the hot tub for like an hour, so I was like exhausted by the time. And then we just like got A&W on the way home. It was nice.
Yeah. That sounds like the meta. We ended up so we went to a couple house parties and stuff, and then we ended up going to Chancellor's by the end of the night, and like Chancellor's was so dead, like it was brutal.
Yeah,
and
wasn't it homecoming for Guelph?
Yeah, yeah,
and no, that homecoming for Laurier too. So like everybody was like, when I went to the LCBO yesterday, I literally was like, I couldn't get in. Like I had to wait outside for like the longest time. It was so packed.
Yeah, we went on Thursday just because we anticipated it, but Yeah, like Western had theirs too, and a couple of the lads like literally at like 2 a.m. They're like, "Yeah, you want to go to Western?" I'm like, "I can't, but hopefully you guys do because I got to stream in the morning."
Yeah, that's facts.
So it doesn't play. Who should I start? Half PPR, Dame Harris or Sermon? Bush actually has.
I
This
literally
exact
have this exact decision in my in our listener dynasty league, and I'm going with Trey Sermon.
Yeah,
It's just the New Orleans front is really good against the run. Damian Harris is basically a touchdown or bust play every week. And I think this week is one of those weeks that he probably won't get a touchdown, basically, is my rationale.
Yep. I sounded, yeah, I'm a little out of there, Jared. Who should I start? Debo or Mike Evans, non PPR? I would go. This is actually a really close one. I mean, you got Debo against the Packers, you got Evans against the Rams, but I'll go Evans in a non PPR. If it was any type of PPR, I'd probably lean Debo. You're mucking. Madison, Shep, Debo, Swift, 1 RB spot and 2 flex full PPR. So Swift is going to be your running back no matter what. In terms of the flex, it's close between Madison and Debo, but in a full PPR, I'd probably lean Debo.
I would also go with Debo in the flex. Like Debo is like just really, really high up in my rankings right now.
He has 2 flexes. Sorry, my bad. I would go Madison and Debo.
Oh yeah, go Swift in the running back spot and then Madison Debo. Although I mean, it kind of sucks to sit Shepard this week too. He'll probably have a good game
for sure. No, I agree there. Patrick, Boyd, Andrews, Fant need a flex and a tight end full PPR. Thanks, guys. So
give me Boyd in the flex, Andrews in the tight end spot.
I agree there. Gibson or Edmonds full PPR. Give me Gibson there, Craig.
Yep.
Gibson or Claypool in the flex. Give me Gibson.
Give me Gibson, but I love Claypool this week with Deontay out. I think he could have a monster game. He's
a fringe top like 20 to 24 wide receiver for me this week.
I don't think I've moved him up since the Deontay news.
Yeah, fair. Sermon or Mike Evans if Elijah misses. I would.
I mean, I guess you're not going to really. I mean, I guess you probably will know that by 4:00 when Mike Evans kicks off. But I think I would still go with Mike Evans regardless.
Agreed. Pick one for my flex: Javante, Jamar, or Devonta Smith. Give me Jamar Chase here.
Yeah, I'll take Jamar Chase there.
I'm starting Saquon and Swift over Gibson. I mean, I don't think that's crazy.
I don't hate that.
Yeah. Sutton or Julio in the PPR. I'll go with Julio this week. I think I have Julio.
I have no idea how. That's really close. I have Julio at 21 and Sutton at 24. So I will go with Julio as well, but it's really close.
I have Julio at 20 and Sutton at 24. So yeah. Battle of the Chases, Jamar Chase or Chase Claypool. I'll go with Jamar here, high risk. Or high upside, low risk.
I have them like legitimately like back to back. I have Jamar Chase at 18 and Chase Claypool at 19. So I will go with Jamar Chase as well, but it is very close.
Yeah. Montgomery or Madison, boys. I'll go with Montgomery slightly there, but they're literally 1 spot separated.
I have Montgomery pretty significantly higher, so I'd go with Montgomery.
Yeah. Half PPR, Kittle or Hawkinson. Rest of the season.
This is a tough question. A lot of people have asked this to me before so far. I'll still take Kittle. I think I'll still take Kittle. I think it's a little bit of a bump in the road for him right now. Hawkinson is just getting peppered though. Like it's really hard to deny the fact that Hawkinson has 20 targets in 2 games or something like that. Like it's pretty insane. So
I think I'll take Hawkinson, man.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I just think Kittle gets back on track tonight, and we kind of reminded why Kittle's Kittle.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Those big blow up performances, Hawkinson can't do that. I don't think.
He doesn't have
he can have the like 7 for 105 and a touchdown performance, which is like 20 fantasy points or something in half PPR, but Kittle can have the 35-point games.
Kittle can realistically on any given game go for like 10 for 175 and 2 touchdowns. Like he's genuinely that type of guy.
Yeah.
He is that guy, pal.
Yeah, he is absolutely that guy.
Sermon or Evans? I'll go with Evans there, Tig.
Yeah, I'll take Evans there as well.
Would you play Gainwell? I lost Cook and not sure. He looks like a chance. I would need to know who else you'd have as options compared to Gainwell, because Gainwell's probably like.
Would you rather play Gainwell or would you rather play Abdullah? Or like, is Abdullah the second running back to Madison, or would you rather play Abdullah or would you rather play Gainwell?
I'd still take Gainwell there.
I probably would too, but I think it's probably worth talking about.
Yeah.
Other than Madison, there's probably going to be another running back involved, and it's probably going to be Abdullah.
Yeah, like I think like if you're looking at Gainwell, you're probably looking like a mid-end to low-end like RB4 this week. So probably like in the 40s.
Yeah. It's not an ideal situation to be in, but I'm actually like in our listener redraft league, I'm out Jerry Jeudy, Jarvis Landry, Antonio Brown, Dalvin Cook, and DeAndre Hopkins is limited. So I'm getting decimated right now by injuries. I'm starting like KJ Hamler in my flex right now. Like it's pretty bad.
Yeah, and you're playing Marco. He was talking about it this morning. He's like, Bush is absolutely fucked.
Yeah, like it's going to be like Kyler's going to have to absolutely snap this week. Or sorry, not Kyler. Who's my quarterback? Herbert.
Lamar?
Herbert's going to have absolutely snap. All right. James White or Nyheim Hines full PPR? That's a pretty common question. I think I'll take Hines in this game. I think with Carson Wentz hobbled, I think Hines is probably going to get a lot of targets. So I'll go with Hines.
I think James White's just going to get a lot of targets regardless.
Yeah, I mean, like Hines also normally gets a lot of targets as well, but because of Carson Wentz's ankle issue, I think he'll throw to Hines and Taylor a lot this game.
There. Thoughts on James White full PPR today? Good DFS play. So I like James White. He's probably like a fringe top 30 type of running back for me this week. Full PPR, you can make the argument he's like a locked and loaded back in RB2, high end RB3. DFS, I mean, like
I probably wouldn't play him in DFS unless you're talking about a cash game on DraftKings specifically because it's full PPR too. I don't usually like playing games with
scatbacks.
No, I don't mind playing scatbacks, but I need to play games that it's all about game selection for me with DFS, right? And this game, both of these teams run at a very slow pace. They don't run a lot of plays. They're not going to score a whole lot of points. I don't think this Saints-Patriots game. So I just wouldn't feel right about targeting this game. If the Patriots were playing against like the Chargers or something, like a team that runs a lot more up tempo, I think I'd be fine playing James White in that kind of situation. But this game I think is going to be really slow paced, really low scoring. And at that point you need James White to be the only option, right? In that type of game scenario, because it's hard to produce in a low scoring game for a running back like James White.
Yep. That's definitely fair. Flex, KJ Osborne, Elijah Moore, or Brandon Ayuk. PPR in this type of game, man. I like KJ Osborne.
I kind of like KJ Osborne the most too. I don't know why, but I think that's probably my answer as well.
He gets like 70-75% of snaps. They've been running a lot of 11 personnel, and he's genuinely looked good and commanded targets. Like, as much as I love the talent of Ayuk, I need to see the usage to be able to start him. And I love Elijah Moore, but Zach Wilson, that offense has been struggling so far. So I think KJ Osborne's the one here that has at least the highest floor, and as we've seen, he's had ceiling to contribute as well.
With Zach Wilson, if you guys are in dynasty leagues, and same with all these other Jets players, I think you're probably going to be able to buy Zach Wilson really low after this week because he came off the Patriots game. Now he goes on the road at Mile High, against the Broncos defense. Like he could be, a bargain bin player in dynasty leagues for some people right now.
For sure. So we left off at Jim. We actually got 2 straight super chats, so I appreciate that. So the first one coming from Reese, $5 super chat. He says, Chark or Ayuk, Sony Michel or AJ Dillon, and then Jimmy Garoppolo or Fields. Thanks, guys. Anytime. For the first question, I will go with DJ Chark and what could potentially be a volatile, high-scoring type of matchup against the Arizona Cardinals this week.
Although I do have a gut feeling this could be Ayuk week.
It could definitely be. I think the reason why I'm fine with going with Chark, even if Ayuk has a good week, is because I expect Chark to have at some point in this game that 45-yard touchdown that he always seems to pull out of his ass. And again, in a game against the Arizona Cardinals that are going to put up points on the other end, that's the type of game where Trevor Lawrence is going to need to throw the ball deep, and DJ Chark is the most accustomed to that on his offense. Second one, with what's the name? With Darrell Henderson actually being labeled out for this game, I would go with Sony Michel over AJ Dillon. AJ just simply doesn't get the opportunities that you look for.
If he's kind of just strictly a handcuff at this point.
Yeah. And then the final question, Garoppolo or Fields? I'm going with Fields. It's not really close for me this week.
Yeah,
Fields is a top 13 type of quarterback for me this week, and Jimmy Garoppolo is like at the back end of my quarterback ranking. So
right, again, with Fields, we saw him rush 10 times in like a half of football. I think he's going to run the ball probably 13-14 times in this game, and that type of rushing floor, it really doesn't matter what he does as a passer. He should give you more points, at least than the floor of Jimmy Garoppolo. Garoppolo could have a good game though.
For sure. And again, appreciate that $5 super chat from Reese. Next one though, too. Another $5 super chat from Jermaine. He says, Madison or Sermon, keep up the good work, guys. So I personally would go with Alexander Madison this week. The Seahawks have been a run funnel defense thus far. I mean, we just saw these past couple of weeks really get exposed on the ground. I mean, we saw week 1, Jonathan Taylor had a good week. In week 2, who did they play again?
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. Oh,
yeah. Was it Derrick Henry that they played?
Yeah. So
they really got exposed in week 1.
They really got exposed there. 2. So either way, I go with Alexander Madison. We've seen that when he does get the opportunity with Cook out, he does make the most out of it.
Devontae Booker is inactive.
Cringe.
No, a surprise, inactive, healthy scratch. It is Saquon o'clock this week. Not on the final injury report either.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, Jermaine, I would go with Madison. Appreciate that $5 super chat. And we got another one from JT86TN. He says standard league flex spot, Edmonds, Fournette, or Mooney, and PPR league Edmonds or Tyson at running back. So for the first one, I would go with Chase Edmonds here. I think that this Cardinals offense is ready to really explode in this game. Playing against the Jacksonville Jaguars that can't stop an absolute nosebleed. And we have also seen that Chase Edmonds is able to contribute in the passing game. I think this bodes well for a solid, dependable RB2 type of week for Edmonds. And if he gets into the end zone, maybe he sneaks into RB1 status.
Right, but I do like Leonard Fournette this week. I
Yeah.
have him in a couple of my DFS tournament lineups because I think it was announced, Ian Rappaport talked about it today, that he's like officially the starter. I don't know what that means necessarily because Bruce Arians says a new guy's the starter every single week, but the fact that he's calling him the starter makes me think that Fournette's going to get like 20 opportunities in this game.
Definitely could. And for the second question, he says PPR league Edmonds or Tyson at running back. Even in the full PPR, even though I just basically boasted about how much I like Edmonds this week. I mean, Tyson going up against that Detroit Lions run defense.
You want to bet that? Because I actually have Tyson ahead of him. Or sorry, I have Edmonds ahead of him. Sorry.
I'll do that.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Even though I like Edmonds, I'll go Tyson over him. So you can.
Yeah, I have him one spot. Like it's 19 and 20 in my rankings right now. So I'll take Edmonds slightly though.
I have Tyson at 18 and Edmonds at 19. So
true. All right. Let's get back up to Jim's question here and try and catch up here. Debo or Mike Evans non-PPR? In non-PPR, I'll take Mike Evans. I think he has the better chance at a touchdown, and that's usually what you need out of what's up?
We already read this question. He just spammed it a few times.
Are you sure, dude? I'm pretty sure. I literally haven't moved since we got to the super chats, like in my chat here. Oh, okay. Well, we already read the question, but that's where we left off. Anyway, Arizona's I just lost it.
Arizona's D versus Jacksonville or Raiders D versus the Brissett-led Dolphins. I personally would go with the Raiders D here simply because I expect Arizona versus Jacksonville to be super high scoring, while I expect Raiders versus Dolphins to be a more low scoring, sack-filled type of game. Maybe Brissett throws a few picks in this one, but either way, I'm playing narrative. The Raiders D's look good. That pass rush look good, and I don't think that the Dolphins are going to be able to hang with that.
Yeah, I agree. Sony Michel or Hines in PPR. In a PPR league, it's a little closer, but I would still go with Sony Michel.
Yeah, I agree there. Mike Davis, Gaskin, Patterson, Pittman, half PPR, pick one. I will go with Myles Gaskin here.
I'll also go with Myles Gaskin there as well.
For sure. So we left off on Paul. We got another $4.99 super chat. You guys are coming in today.
Yeah. Sure. No. If you guys haven't already done so, please like the stream as well. 77 of you guys in here right now. I don't know how many likes are there, but I'm guessing it's less than 77.
Appreciate that. No question. Just Hisham came through with that $5 super chat. So appreciate that.
If you have a question, go ahead and ask it.
Feel free and ask it. Yeah. Oh, he says it below. Okay. Hines or Connor. I will go with Nyheim Hines there, Hisham.
Yeah, I'll go with Nyheim Hines there pretty comfortably.
Yeah, and he says half PPR. Yeah, I'll go with Nyheim Hines. Although I think it's going to be a higher scoring game between Jacksonville and the Cardinals. I just think that Edmonds has been getting the more valuable work in that Cardinals offense as far, particularly.
We have yet to see the Cardinals running backs get a goal line touch, and I imagine if that happens, it'll be James Conner. But I think Nyheim Hines is, like I said already, with Carson Wentz dealing with an ankle injury, his mobility might be a little affected. He might be more tempted to throw to Hines in this game.
Yep, I agree there. So we left off at Paul.
Yeah, Paul there. I got it. Start Mike Williams or Terry McLaurin. I'll still go with Terry McLaurin there, but Mike, I don't really want to sit Mike Williams. If you can find a way to get him into your lineup, I definitely would do that, but I still go with McLaurin.
Agreed there. So let's try to speed this up. We're about 15 minutes behind. Lawnmower says full PPR start Madison, Pollard, White, Hines, or Mike Davis. I go with Alexander Madison here, Lawnmower.
Yep.
Hines or Gainwell. Give me Hines there, Hisham. Ayuk, Tim Patrick, or regular. I know it's ugly. I'll take the upside of Ayuk at that point.
I actually don't mind Rager this week, just because we think that the Diggs is going to be on Smith. Yeah. I think Rager could have a big game in this one.
Maybe against Anthony Brown.
Yeah. I think I might actually go Rager with that one. Like if you are sick of Ayuk, I think this is Ayuk week, but I'm also the guy who just traded for him, so I'm kind of biased right now. So. Yeah, if you want to go with maybe the safer play, which I never thought I'd say about Jalen Reagor, I think that could be Reagor.
The one thing I'll say about this, the reason why Brandon Ayuk's going to go off this week is because I'm actually benching him in our listener league. So there's that.
Yeah, if you guys play Showdown on Monday, Reagor has to be in your lineup. That's all I'm saying.
What's up, fellas? Javante Williams or Henry Ruggs in my flex PPR. I'm shooting for a high ceiling. If you're shooting for, I would still go with Javante.
Both kind of high ceiling plays this week, but I think if you're shooting for a high ceiling, you go with Ruggs.
I think Javante might have like a 2 touchdown
type of high ceiling.
That's fair. I mean, if you want to do that, I just think Javante's got like a really good chance at like a 2-touchdown type of game against the Jets.
Sure, but usually high ceiling plays come from wide receivers. Like if
Yeah,
you need
for
a
sure.
boomer bust type of play, because Javante Williams doesn't have breakaway speed either. So it's not like he's going to break away a huge long run or anything like that. If you need a big play or like a high ceiling, I'd go with Ruggs. Plus, we saw him get 8-9 touches, 7 targets and 8 rush attempts last week in a PPR league. That'll boost him above Javante as well.
For sure. Evans or Sermon? Give me Evans there, Tig.
Yep.
You guys drank last night together. It just happened that you both did. Oh, so it's Guelph homecoming. So we're like where I go to university, we had homecoming. So we recorded our ranking show at like 10 a.m. right after the ranking show. Took a shower, did a shower shoddy, and then just ended up drinking the rest of the day. And Bush, obviously, your friend had his birthday. I'm not going to say his name on stream, but yeah. So it was coincidental. We were about 30 minutes apart, and if I actually had a ride, I probably would have linked up anyways. So
yeah, for sure.
Flex PPR, Mclaren or Mike Williams.
That. You guys rock. Appreciate that lawnmower, man. Cobra Kai said traded Sutton for Ayuk. Sutton going to go off today. Sutton for Ayuk, I probably wouldn't have done. As much as I love Ayuk, I probably wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I mean,
what I traded for Ayuk was Robbie Anderson and Rondale Moore, which is like, Rondale Moore had a good game last week, obviously, and people are really excited about him, but he's still a rookie wide receiver. He's like 5'7". So I'm not overly optimistic about Rondale Moore. Like Twitter has been going crazy this week on Rondale Moore. Like everybody's victory lapping and loving it. And he was my wide receiver this pre-draft, and everybody's super excited. I think Rondale Moore might come back to earth this week, to be honest, even with Hopkins banged up.
Yeah, amen.
That's why I have Christian Kirk in every freaking tournament lineup that I did.
Clyde or Tyson? I'll go with Tyson this week, Christopher.
Cobra Kai did specify that it was Dynasty, though.
Oh, okay, fair.
See that. So, Ayuk in Dynasty, I think I would still prefer over Sutton, but it's a little closer now, obviously.
Draftkings Duo for today to fit under the cap: Lamar and James White or Herbert and Mixon?
Herbert and Mixon for sure.
Yeah,
100% Herbert and Mixon.
Hey, no, you're good there, Chrissy. Oh, sorry, I missed that. They had the same color, so I got confused. Sutton, Mike Williams, or Claypool in the flex. I
have Claypool the highest out of those guys.
Yeah. I think I have them 23, 24, 25 right now.
If you're in a PPR league and you just need a safer floor, I don't mind going with Sutton there. But if you need any kind of ceiling in this game, maybe you played against Sam Darnold or something on Thursday Night Football, I would go with Cortland Sutton or with Chase Claypool there.
I currently have them 23, 24, 25.
I have Claypool 19 and then Sutton like 24, so I have him a little bit higher.
Fair. Is Cooper good to go? I believe he should be all ready to roll on Monday night.
Yep.
Jamal Williams or Tony Pollard? Give me Tony Pollard there, money bags. Who do you like here? Jamal or
I'll take Tony Pollard there as well.
Yeah. For a buddy in one of my leagues, Kirk, Claypool, or Sony. I'll go with Claypool there, Jared. Yep. Sanders or Sutton? PPR flex. Give me Sutton there, Ethan.
Yeah, I'll take Sutton there as well.
Pick 2 full PPR: Sanders, Michelle, Marvin Jones, Chase Claypool.
I'll take Sanders and Claypool.
I agree there. Oh, my throat's a little phlegmy. You can see all season games. The screen for it. Yep.
Nice hookup.
Starting Cole Beasley over Ayuk. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that decision for sure.
Beasley's got a really high floor. Someone please help. Who do I start in the flex? Goliday, Moore, Chenault, or James White? I mean, you could make the argument with Hopkins banged up of maybe leaning Rondale Moore, but I would still go with Kenny Goliday in that.
I'd also go with Kenny Goliday. He's got a great matchup this week. For
sure. So we left off on Jeffrey, and we actually got another $4.99 super chat from Stephen Drakes. He says, need one and a flex, half PPR, J-Rob, Mike Davis, Sermon, Tyson Williams, and Alexander Madison. So I'm assuming he means a running back in a flex, and if that's the case, I would go with the last two you have listed here, Alexander Madison and Tyson Williams.
That is the direction I would go with as well.
For sure. And again,
Sermon's pretty close with those guys, but I would go with Madison and Tyson just because of Kyle Shanahan. That's the tiebreaker.
For sure. And again, appreciate that $4.99 super chat from Stephen Drakes.
So Jeffrey World was the last one we left on. Sup boys are already in a hole, I'm guessing he's saying, because he had CMC and DJ. Now I need a good flex, half PPR. Woods, Jamar, Devontae Smith. Give me Jamar Chase there. Yep. Not even particularly close, to be honest.
Yep, I fully agree there. Like Jamar Chase is my wide receiver 17 this week.
He's my 18, so we both have him high. What's up?
No, sorry, I lost where I am in the chat.
Yeah. Colin says, morning boys, Jared Cook or Robert Tonyan today. I'll take Robert Tonyan there. Colin, I think I think I have him like tight end 10 or tight end 11, and I have Cook like tight end 13 or 14. So it's kind of how that shakes out for me. Mike Davis OBJ or Rondell Moore PPR.
I'll go Odell here.
I'll go Odell there, but again, like with Hopkins potentially limited in this game, Rondell Moore is definitely interesting, but I still will go with Beckham with Jarvis Landry out for a couple weeks now. Yep. Alex Madison or Tyson Williams PPR, please help. Alex Madison will be the clear answer for me there, Dylan. Yep. How many points Sermon scoring today? Depends what side of the bed that Kyle Shanahan woke up on, because would it shock anybody if Marcus Cannon gets 14 touches in this game?
Jaquez Patrick?
Yeah,
Jaquez Patrick.
He's been talked up too. Like, I have no idea what the hell Sermon's going to do in this game. He could definitely have like a 15-point game with like 20 carries, 65 yards, and a touchdown or something like that.
Yeah, I agree there. I'll try to speed these a little bit.
Yep. Jalen Hurts or Daniel Jones. I'll go with Jalen Hurts there, Kyle.
Yep.
We already answered that. 6.6 subscribers. SMH Canadian Illuminati confirmed for sure. Claypool or Melvin Gordon flex PPR. Give me Claypool. Lawnmower Man says start one for RB2. Okay.
Madison.
I'll go with Madison there. Yeah. Claypool in the flex. Would you play any one of those other backs in front of Claypool? No, I would stick with Claypool in the flex there. Last question, full PPR. Chark, Boyd, Waddle, Devontae Smith, pick one. I think I have Boyd the highest of all those guys, so I'll go with Tyler Boyd.
I think it's close between him and Devonta, but because of Trayvon Diggs, I will slightly lean Boyd.
I literally have them one spot. I have Boyd 27 and Smith 28.
I have Boyd 29, Smith 30. I just checked.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Favorite bet of these over-unders. Seattle, Minnesota, over 54.5. Bucks, Rams, under 55.5. Bears, Browns, under 54 or 44.5.
That Bucks, Rams one's going to be close.
I think the Bucks, Rams hits the under personally. I think that's my favorite of those bets. 55.5 points a lot. Like that's a hard number to get to. And these defenses, while they haven't been as elite as they were last year, they're still good defenses. I think they're going to hold the opposing offenses a little bit. I don't think it's going to be a complete shootout in this game. So I think the Bucks Rams is the best bet there, but I don't mind the Seattle Minnesota game 54.
I love that one.
But hitting overs at that high of a level is pretty hard. Like, I know we always want to hit the over as fantasy players because we always are looking for a lot of points.
Optimistic.
Yeah, we're so optimistic. The under hits like a lot, like as often as overs hit, if not more often. So for
sure. All right, let's keep these questions coming.
For sure. James White or Javante Williams? I'm guessing that's his PPR. I'll go with Javante Williams though. We already got to that one. Should I go with Hopkins, Cooper, and Mike Williams at wide receiver with with Williams at the flex, or Hop, Coop, McLaurin at flex? Go with Hop, Coop, and McLaurin. Paul. Gaskin, Singletary, Jamal Williams, or Gainwell?
Gaskin.
I'll go with Myles Gaskin there, Josh. Please don't spam Dylan. I'm going to put you in a timeout for that. Manny says, should I flex Will Fuller, Mooney, or Tim Patrick? I will go with Will Fuller there.
Yeah.
Manny, go ahead.
Sorry. Pittman, Pollard, or Myers, half-point PPR. I will go with between. It's actually a really close one. I'll go with. Let me check the matchups real quick. I know Pollard against the Eagles. You got Pittman against the Titans, and you got Myers against the Saints. I would be really caught between Pittman and Myers right now, but I'll probably go Pittman. Full PPR, James. That's actually a really close question overall, though. I'm not gonna lie. Full PPR, James White, Hunt, or Pitts. In a full PPR, I'll go James White. Between him and Hunt,
I'll go Kareem Hunt.
I'll actually bet that. I'll do James White in a full PPR against Kareem Hunt. Bet. All right. Also, James White or Gibson as the flex. Gibson. Pretty easily. Brown, Marvin Jones Jr., Devonta Smith, half-point PPR.
I'm guessing that's Hollywood.
I'm assuming that's Hollywood. If that's the case, I will go with Hollywood Brown here.
Yep.
He's Brown. Yeah. Pick 2 for standard scoring. Should I start CH versus the Chargers, Kareem Hunt versus the Bears, Tony Pollard versus the Eagles? I would sit Pollard of this bunch.
I would also sit Pollard.
Boys will go in order, so spamming. Yeah, listen to Spicy. We go in the exact order that we're currently being asked them. So if we're not getting to your question yet, listen, we're about 15, 20 minutes behind right now.
We'll definitely try our best to get to them as fast as possible. And as you guys have already kind of seen, people do super chat to skip the line. If you guys want to just get in and get out, answer your question, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday morning before football.
for sure. Higgins out. My options are Cephas, Ruggs, and Slayton. Put Slayton in for now on a softest matchup. I think it's a toss will be the way, but you guys have a clear one.
I had this exact decision, not Ruggs, but Cephas and Slayton was the exact decision I
go
had.
Slayton over Cephas.
I'm choosing to go with Cephas because Baltimore's corners are just completely decimated right now. I personally would go with Cephas because I think Ruggs has a terrible matchup against the Dolphins secondary. Slayton has the best corner of the Atlanta Falcons corners with AJ Terrell, according to PFF. So I actually will go with Cephas. I think he's gotten 6 and 7 targets in the first 2 games too.
I'll bet you Slayton versus Cephas.
All right.
I bet. That's so counterintuitive for you because if you lose, it's like a lose-lose.
Yeah, but it's a win-win if I win it.
Amen. Amen. Where did we leave off? I can't even find the comments now.
I got it. Jorge or George. I don't know how to pronounce that. I think it's Jorge though. Don't forget TJ Watt is out for this game. Yeah, I think I played Joe Mixon in a couple tournament lineups because of the Steelers' injuries. I think a lot of people are going to shy away from him because obviously we know it's like a good run defense and a good defense in general. But with TJ Watt out, that hurts their run defense a lot and their overall defense a lot too. So I don't mind playing some Bengals with the anticipation the Steelers might not be as good on defense in this game. PPR, KJ Osborne or Darnell Mooney. This one's pretty close. I think I would go with Darnell Mooney though.
We got Mooney against the Browns, and you got
Browns.
I'd probably still go Mooney because I know his target share is super entrenched.
Yeah, I'd go with Mooney as well. Chill on the double up. Madison or Damian Harris, full PPR. Give me Alex Madison there. Augustin. Flex half point PPR. James White or Corey Davis. I'll go with James White just because I think there's a chance the Jets offense could, the floor of the Jets offense is pretty low in this game. They could get blown out again.
I'll go Davis here.
You'll go with Davis there?
Yeah,
it's a close one. I think the floor is a lot higher with White though.
What's up, guys? Harris, Hunt, Edmonds, Sermon, Goliday, Jones. Which 4 do I start in PPR? So you're starting Edmonds, you're starting Sermon.
I'm starting Damian. I'm starting Damian Harris probably too, and Kenny Goliday. Yeah. I'd probably sit Hunt and Marvin Jones.
Agree with that.
Tony breakout week. If Kadarius Toney gets on the field, it'd be surprising to me.
I have more receiving yards than him.
My bad. Sure, no worries, Mo. You're good. Trap game today for you guys. Rooting for a low scoring game. LOL. I don't know if I think he's talking to Spicy Hot about the Raiders. Oh, bad. Okay, all right. Damian Harris, Rondale Moore, or Pollard at flex full PPR. I'll still go with Damian Harris there. I think I know if full PPR kind of dings him a little bit, but I think
I'll go Rondale.
You'd go Rondale Moore over Damian Harris.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup, man.
It is a tough matchup. I guess I need to hear a little bit more about, pun intended, about DeAndre Hopkins' injury. If he's going to be like on a pitch count specifically, then maybe I go with Rondale Moore there. But I think I'd still go with the safety of Damian Harris.
Yep, I agree there.
Trick Shot says, LOL White all day. Hey, what wide receiver range should I be targeting if I want to package Woods and AB? Already have Godwin and Debo. Okay, so for Woods and AB, can you if you could get like AJ Brown for that? He's probably gonna have a good game this week, so you might not be able to get him. But I was thinking like AJ Brown, DK Metcalf type of range, maybe Justin Jefferson if he has a down game. I know some people are kind of souring on him because of Osborne and Thielen getting all the touchdowns.
Dude, honestly, maybe if somebody's nervous about Keenan Allen because he hasn't been great to start the year,
right? Calvin Ridley potentially, you could potentially get somebody like that. I doubt you'd get either one of the Cowboys wide receivers for something like that. Maybe you could get Adam Thielen too. I wouldn't hate that either. So that's kind of some of the guys that you could be targeting there. Julio or Sermon in the flex half PPR. Give me Julio Jones there, slightly. Godwin or Allen Robinson, wide receiver Godwin. 1 point PPR. Give me Chris Godwin there, Michael.
Yep.
Pittman, Devontae Smith, Rondale Moore, Sermon. I think we didn't already answer this. I'll take Trey Sermon as one of them for sure, and then Devontae Smith is the other one.
I agree with that.
Hey guys, so my book has CEH 75.5 total yards. Tyson Williams is 71.5. You both have Tyson over CEH this week. Should I hammer the under on CEH? I would personally. I don't trust CEH at all. I know he's a part of the Chiefs offense and that's so exciting, but I think his stuff is always inflated because of that. I think, him and Devin Singletary are a lot closer than people think in terms of talent. Devin Singletary might even be a better player than him. So 75.5 total yards. He just doesn't simply get the touches, nor does this entire backfield get the touches to produce that, especially in the receiving game where he's generally going to pick up more yards, obviously per reception than he would per carry. So I'll go with the under on that CEH prop. And 71.5 is pretty close for Tyson. That's a little sketchy just because he's kind of splitting a backfield, but I might lean the over on Tyson in that game.
Agreed. Fuller or Pascal on the flex. I'll go with Fuller here. Michael.
I'll go with Fuller, but I don't hate either of these Colts receivers. If you guys are in a pinch, you lost T. Higgins or Deontay or something like that. I have to start Zach Pascal in a league because I lost, I think it was Antonio Brown or something like that. So Zach Pascal and Michael Pittman, the Titans have been horrid against wide receivers so far this year. Their corners have been pretty lost so far. So I think the Colts could have pretty solid game in this one, especially with Wentz playing. If Eason was playing, obviously it'd be a little bit of a different story, but I think Pascal's an okay start, but I still would go with Fuller.
Agree there.
Tony Pollard, James Robinson, Kenny Golladay, Ayuk, Kirk, James White. Start to Golladay getting reduced snaps. I don't think he's getting reduced snaps. He was just questionable for the game. I think he's going to be fine. I'll still take Kenny Golladay, and
Hunt.
I think I have Hunt the highest of those running backs.
Yeah.
I'd probably go with Hunt and Kenny Golladay there, but it's pretty close for me between him and James Robinson.
That's fair.
Standard flex, Cordero Patterson or KJ Osborne or Tim Patrick. I'll take KJ Osborne there slightly, but I don't mind Cordero Patterson, I guess. But in a standard league, that kind of dinks Cordero Patterson a little bit.
Yep, for sure.
Give me Madison there.
Slightly.
Raphael, Sermon, Michelle, or James Robinson for RB2 full PPR. Give me Trey Sermon there. Nuke Hopkins. I didn't know what you were watching the channel. Reese, classic. Should I pick Robbie Anderson off waivers? Would replace Elijah Moore or Cole Beasley?
I'll prefer either of those.
If you needed elite production, or not elite production, what am I talking about? If you needed immediate production is the word I was looking for. Maybe I'd lean Robbie Anderson over Elijah Moore, but I think in the long run, that'll work itself out.
Are we even sure about that? At least Elijah Moore's getting targets.
That's fair. Maybe I'm talking out my ass right now. I just probably hold with what you got. If you have like maybe some dumpster running backs that you could drop for Robbie Anderson, then maybe you could do that. But I think I'd rather
Clyde Edwards-Helaire. No,
yeah, I think I'd rather have both those wide receivers than Robbie Anderson though right now. Rich, show me Saquon for sure. Also, I can't believe I'm asking this. Daniel Jones with his hot start or Justin Herbert with his slow start. Give me Justin Herbert. He's in my top 5 this week.
Yeah, he's my 6, I think.
Yeah. Let's go with the super chat for sure. You love to see it. My boys, what's up, Evan? Love the live stream and the content. Appreciate that. You're always very keen to tell us that. 2 quick ones today. Full point PPR, Odell or Devontae Smith. I have Devontae Smith a little bit ahead of Odell Beckham Jr. right now, so he's probably where I would lean in that question.
Sorry, I'm looking where I have Odell. My bad.
Yeah, go ahead. I have Odell at 36 right now, just ahead of Juju, Cole Beasley, Jacoby Myers, Michael Pittman. But I have Devontae Smith at 30 right now, behind Sterling Shepard, Marquise Brown, Tyler.
Odell's 35 for me, so I agree. And in terms of his next question, as much as I love Madison, I mean DeAndre Swift's a top 10 running back.
I've seen some more DeAndre Swift isn't going to get the carry stuff today on Twitter. It's like, do people not realize that he's the receiving back? Like, I don't understand why people keep saying this. Somebody was like, "Oh, I'm going to start Rondale Moore over Swift today because the game script won't be in Swift's favor." It's like, yes, it is. He's the receiving back. This is exactly the game script in his favor.
For sure. Do you have where we left off, by the way?
Yeah, I got it.
Joshua Poplove. Okay. We actually got a 199 super chat from Andrew Hayes. He says full PPR pick 2, A-Rob, Madison, or Chase Claypool. And I'll actually go with the back 2. I'll go with Madison and Claypool here if Dalvin Cook is slated to be out.
Not bad.
It's close.
I think I'd go with the 2 wide receivers in full PPR. I think I'd lean with the 2 wide receivers.
I just think Madison's in such a smash spot that like I'm willing to start him over A-Rob.
Yeah, but the last time we saw Madison in a smash spot, he kind of got game scripted out of the game, and then he wasn't really involved. Plus, he's not really overly involved in the passing game in general. I think Amir Abdullah is probably going to be the guy that takes that kind of role away. So in the full PPR format, I will lean with the 2 wide receivers.
That's fair. I don't mind that. Either way, Claypool's the one constant there, and A-Rob versus Madison for me is really a coin flip, but if you want the security of A-Rob, he should have about 8 to 10 targets in this game against Browns by all means. But also, again, appreciate that $1.99 super chat, and hopefully we helped you out.
Yep. Josh says OBJ, Mike Davis, or Rondale Moore at flex. Give me Odell Beckham Jr. there, Josh. Yep. Love to see the boys getting the super chat money. Appreciate that. Who should I start? Pascal, Van Jefferson, Ayuk, Callaway. Okay, so you have to start 3 of these guys. I'll go with the first 3 there. Pascal, Van Jefferson, Brandon Ayuk is probably the guys I would go with.
I agree there.
Sounds like it's time for an FSE plug. Fields or Cousins? I have Justin Jefferson.
I'll go Cousins there.
Close, man.
Back to back for me. Yeah, back to back for me, but I got Cousins higher because I think this is a similar game script to last week against the Cards.
Yeah, I like Cousins slightly over Fields just because he's a rookie quarterback on the road and his first start's a little sketchy.
12 and 13 for me, respectively.
I think I have Cousins at like 13, but like Fields at like 15. So he's a little bit closer, or it's a little bit more further apart for me.
Is there
20% off Manscaped? Promo code Bush at manscaped.com. Appreciate that, Spicy Hot. And if you guys want to get access to our weekly rankings that we keep making reference to, there's 3 ways you can do so. You can go to the website, buy them outright for $20. Go to underdogfantasy.com, deposit using promo code FSE. You'll get $10 on top of whatever you deposit to play, player props with over-unders. You can do weekly drafts. They got some fun contests on there that I want to start doing a little bit more of, to be honest, because I've been playing a lot of DFS recently. And then the third way is you can become a Patreon. So if you want our weekly rankings, you can do that. And if you want to go to manscaped.com, promo code Bush at checkout, you'll get 20% off and free shipping, like Spicy Hot said. Everybody, can you please hit the like button? Yes, listen to Mac TV. Appreciate that. Hunt or White, full PPR. Also Mooney or Osborne. Thanks for all your work. Appreciate that, Alex. I'll go with Kareem Hunt in the first part of the question, and then I'll go with Darnell Mooney slightly in the second part.
Agree with that.
Brock says, I need Deontay, Higgins, Judy back badly. Yeah, I actually have all 3 on one team as well in one of my Dynasty leagues. It's horrible. I have like no receivers right now. For Bush, with AB out, Ramsey shadows Evans. And if I wanted a sneaky, cheap GPP play, would Ty or Scotty be a good choice? So the second part of your question, no, don't play any of the tertiary wide receivers for the Bucs. They are going to rotate those guys in. They're probably going to activate Jalen Darden in this game and give him a few design touches as well to get him involved. I think the third receiver spot is going to be a revolving door in this game. Plus, they're probably also going to run a lot of 12 with Gronk and Howard and Brate. So I'd probably stay away from any receivers not named Godwin or Evans in this game. I think Ramsey is slated to shadow Evans, according to PFF. He did shadow him last year in this matchup, but Jalen Ramsey actually has played like 52% of his snaps in the slot this year so far. So I think it's probably going to be a pretty equal distribution between Godwin and Evans on Jalen Ramsey, because when they're in 2 wide sets, I expect Ramsey to be on Evans, but when they go 3 wide, I expect Godwin to be on Ramsey. So it's going to really depend what their game plan is. If they run a lot of 12 personnel, then yeah, we're going to see a lot of Ramsey versus Evans.
Yep, agree.
They just moved it up. CH, Tyson, Sutton, Javante, start 2. Sutton's a lock for me in that one, and then probably Tyson as well as the other guy I would go with.
Yep, I agree there.
Sorry, I scrolled down if you have the spot.
I don't. The last thing I see is go.
Yeah, crap. I don't think I have the spot. Shit.
Like, this is where I left off at 12.
Yeah, that's the last one I see. Shit. So if we skipped your question, like, you gotta have to ask it again. We're like quite behind right now. There's a lot of people in here. Appreciate the support. Obviously, there's 96 of you in here, but we're getting to the point now where it's hard for us to answer all these questions. And I'm sure you guys don't want us to just like look at the question, go sermon, and like just keep going. Like, we like to provide some rationale and help out as many people as we can. So if we've already talked about your player, maybe just get some advice that way. Sermon or Javante Williams. I'll go with Trey Sermon there. I actually do have one question right before that. Brock says, do you think this will be Ayuk's week with Jair defending him some? I mean, I've heard some people say that they think Jair is going to shadow Debo in this game. If that's the case, I think this definitely could be Ayuk's week, but we'll have to see how it kind of plays out. I think this could be a relatively high scoring game, and it's possible that Ayuk has a pretty good one in this one. And Jimmy Garoppolo's quotes definitely made me a little bit more optimistic on Brandon Ayuk. He kind of just said like, yeah, like he hasn't been involved so far, but it's kind of like a give and take with our offense. And I'm hoping that, is the case this week with Ayuk.
Yep, for sure.
I'll go with Sony Michel there, Jack.
Hey man, yeah.
I actually forgot to mention this so far. So if you guys, haven't already known, Mike Tagliere, the lead, NFL writer, lead fantasy writer for Fantasy Pros, he actually passed away yesterday after like a lengthy battle with COVID-19. He was like intubated in the hospital for like a month. So, honestly, like I legitimately wouldn't be standing here talking to you guys if it wasn't for Mike Tagliere. It was like one of the first podcasts I ever listened to. Just an incredibly hardworking fantasy analyst. I really respect his work. I've been listening to their podcast for years now. So, definitely pour one out for Tags. And if you guys haven't already done so, I'll actually get the link for the GoFundMe and put it in the chat because I donated a little bit of money. If you guys can give anything, he does leave behind a wife and 2 children. Yeah. So if you guys, were fans of Mike Tagliere's, I'm sure a lot of you guys have, listened to the Fantasy Pros podcast if you can give anything helps, obviously. So pour one out for Mike Tagliere, RIP to him.
Yeah, put it in the chat and I'll pin it. And if anybody feels free to do that, then
I'll pull up the link where I tweeted it out here.
For sure. Back to fantasy. Sorry, that was very very sad situation. Obviously, again, he's been battling it for a while now, and it sucks to see him go. But the fight that he was dealing with, I'm just happy he's finally at peace.
Yeah, for sure. It was a lengthy one too. So Isaiah says Kenyon, Boyd, or Gordon for the flex full PPR. Give me Tyler Boyd there, Isaiah.
Yep, I agree there. I'm 0-2. Do I need to make any moves? Aaron Rodgers, DK, Keenan Allen, Eckler. I mean, you seem like you have a 5 team there. I just kind of roll it out. I don't know the context of your league, but it looks good to me.
Maybe go out and see if you can get a better tight end than Goddard. That's like really the only problem I have with it.
I got the boy Ben in the chat. My brothers from other mothers. Madison over Edmonds and Standard. Also, Trevor Law, meet JJ and Chandler. Oh, yeah, that's going to be a fun game for your cards. But in terms of the actual question here, I would go actually Alex Madison over Chase Edmonds in a Standard League.
I would as well. I know he doesn't want to hate us talking about his Cardinals running back there. But yeah, give me Alex Madison.
For sure. 10 team. It looks like a fine team to me. Gainwell Carter to replace Dalvin Cook. I will go with Michael Carter here, Billy.
I need another scoring format. If it was full PPR, I might lean with Gainwell, but I'll
go Carter gets catches.
Yeah, I'll go with Michael Carter.
Yeah, and Brandy, I get it about your screen variety at this point. You don't have to say it like every 20 minutes. Do I start Madison or Tyson Williams at PPR? It's very close for me. They're like almost back to back, but I would slightly lean Madison.
Yep, I would as well.
Raiders could start 3-0 if that happens. The rematch, Bucks versus Raiders. Imagine.
Yeah, this time you guys have Gruden. Yeah, but the reason why we were so successful when we had Gruden is because he knew your guys' offense, and we ran it in practice with Gruden simulating the offense. And he whistled. There's a clip in the Americas game where John Gruden was simulating Rich Gannon and the Raiders offense in practice leading up to the Super Bowl, and he fired a slant between Rondé and John Lynch, and the whole practice went ballistic because the coach literally just completed a pass against 2 future Hall of Famers. In practice. It was pretty hilarious.
Madison or Hunt, give me Madison there below. J. Robert Kirk in the flex. I'll go with Christian Kirk in this one. It's close though.
Yeah, I might lean with Christian Kirk as well. I just don't like. There's probably 45 wide receivers I would start over James Robinson this week. Once you get past like running back 23, 24 in the rankings this week, it's pretty ugly beyond that. And even a guy like Leonard Fournette, like I wouldn't mind starting over a guy like James Robinson. So yeah, it's a little sketchy beyond that point. I think Kirk could have a big game, a couple big plays in this one, especially against that Jags defense.
Agreed. Carson or Jonathan Taylor, PPR. Give me Jonathan Taylor there, PKM. We're about 25 minutes behind the list.
Oh yeah, we're really behind.
Should I start Kareem Hunt or Jamal Williams? Give me Kareem Hunt there, James. I'm assuming you agree.
Yep.
Julio Lockett or Thielen. I will go with Tyler Lockett here. I believe I have the highest.
I also have Tyler Lockett the highest.
Listen to Spicy Out. Don't spam questions. Also, I'm benching Mike Davis today to start Pittman. Thoughts? Yeah, I think that's a fine move. Honestly, I think Pittman showed last week he looked like this number 1 wide receiver. Got a favorable matchup going up against the Titans this week. I would do that as well.
Yep.
Sermon, Patterson, or Chark in a full PPR. I'd go with Trey Sermon there, rookies.
Give me Sermon.
Shepard or Pittman. I'll go with Sterling Shepard there below.
Yep.
CH or Juju. I will go with.
That's close, man. With Deontay out, I might lean Juju there.
Yeah, and I need in full PPR, I'll say Juju, and half PPR, I'll say CH.
I think I would take Juju in any kind of PPR.
That's fair. Barbara Michelle, we already answered that, but go with Sony. Pitts or Chark Jr. boys. I will go with. It's actually really close.
Kyle Pitts. Sorry, I read that as Pittman for a second. So Pitts or Chark. Give me Kyle Pitts there.
Yeah, but it's so weird. Like obviously in a premium, you'd say Pitts no matter, but
yeah,
it's just so weird just saying like a tight end over a wide receiver in the flex. But I will go with Kyle Pitts because he's not just your ordinary tight end.
Yeah.
Evans or Gronkowski.
Literally another wide receiver versus tight end question. Give me Mike Evans there.
Yep. I agree there. PPR. Yep. Spicy has got it. Chase or Evans. I'll go with Jamar Chase here.
Yeah, I'll take Jamar Chase slightly there as well.
Hines or Madison. I'll go with Alexander Madison here below.
Yep.
A-Rob, Sermon, Hunter, Chark. I will rank I would prefer
I'll go
A-Rob.
Allen Robinson,
Yep.
then Sermon.
Yeah, that's how
I don't
I
know
have
how
it.
many. I think this is just one flex question. I'll go with A-Rob if you can start one, Sermon if you can start.
Actually, probably I have it in the order he has it. To be honest,
I also have it in the order he has it.
my wide receivers: Smith, Williams, my flex, Chase. I have Rondé on the bench. Should I switch anything? I'd keep it as is there, Matty Ice.
Yep.
You got a big game today as well, so
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
DeAndre Hopkins or Rondale Moore. If DeAndre Hopkins plays, I can't stomach sitting.
Yeah, I
DeAndre
can't
Hopkins.
sit DeAndre Hopkins. Even if we hear things like he's going to be on a pitch count, I would still start DeAndre Hopkins over Rondo Moore.
Yep. How crazy. Thoughts on Goliday today? I think Goliday will be a fine wide receiver 3 type today with upside to do even more than that. He just needs to play better.
Yeah, I got him in a couple DFS lineups. I'm hoping he can do some numbers.
Pain.
It was Dungy's team.
CH, Sony, or Trey Sermon, PPR. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Appreciate that, Kevin. I would go with Trey Sermon here.
I will also go with Trey Sermon here.
Oh, Jared Bullen, that would be the best one. Yep. Madison or Allen Robinson. I think we already got.
That's probably going to depend on scoring format. If it was a full PPR, I'd probably
Madison.
go with Allen Robinson, but I'd go Alexander Madison in half or standard.
Correct. Spicy always holding it down. Amen. Mac giving that little shout out to Spicy, but he's doing the Lord's work in the chat.
Yeah.
So sure. we left off on rookies. Can you click that? Or
yeah, I got it.
I want to make sure we don't lose it.
I won't move it.
Appreciate that. $6.99 super chat from Carl. He says, "What's good, boys? You hit up Hoko this weekend? Also flex Hines, Chenault, or Madison?" First question, Carl. Of course I did, man.
I'm no longer in school, so I didn't hit it up.
I'm so out of it, but basically, we had a little thing going out down here in Guelph. Pretty fun time, to say the least. So, jumping between parties, drinking in between, drinking during, drinking after. I mean, you name it. At one point, I had to do a little puke and rally on the balcony, but we recovered. So, it was a good time. It was a good time. In terms of the actual question you have here, flex Hines, Chenault, or Madison. Give me Alexander Madison there.
I'll also take Alexander Madison.
Perfect.
But I did not hit up Hoko because I'm now an adult. I'm 23. I'm not in school anymore, so I don't need to go to Hoko's anymore. No, I probably would have went if like I had people. I don't actually have that many friends that go to Laurier or Guelph, so I like all my friends go to the other two like major schools around here, so we didn't actually hit it up. Your
friends go to the Lou?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and again, I appreciate that $6.99 super chat from Carl. We got another $1.99 super chat from Steven. He says, "Do y'all think Ramsey will shadow Evans?" Let's leave it to the Bucks expert here.
Yeah, so like I kind of already talked about, I think he probably will be on Evans the majority of the time because I expect the Bucks to run a lot of 2 tight end sets, which means only Godwin and Evans will be the wide receivers on the field. So I would say 60-70% of the time he's going to be on Evans, and then the rest of the time he'll be in the slot against Godwin. So if you're looking between Godwin and Evans for like a DFS lineup, I'd probably lean Godwin, but he also will be the higher owned player. So you kind of got to weigh the pros and cons of that.
Yep, for sure. And again, appreciate that $1.99 super chat there, Steven. We got another one. Wow, you guys are rolling in.
Yeah.
You guys are rolling in today. Got a $5 super chat from Paul. He says, full PPR flex, pick 2. Javante, Corey Davis, KJ Osborne, and Zach Pascal. I will lean those first 2 you mentioned there, Paul.
Yep. And one thing on the super chats, if you guys are willing to donate money, like I said, go head over to the GoFundMe for Mike Tagliere because his family needs the money a lot more than we do. So make sure you head over to that. And I'll drop the link again if it got buried in the comments.
I pinned it.
So you pinned it. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So the rookies, we'll get back to his question. Or actually, no. Did we answer this? I'm tripping.
Yeah, no. We said Javante and Corey Davis.
Right. Javante and Corey Davis. That is the answer I would go with as well. So the rookie says Josh Allen or Justin Herbert. Oh man, those are pretty close. I think this is the Josh Allen bounce back week. I think I'm going to roll with Josh Allen.
Yep, agree there. Actually, I have Herbert higher. I didn't even notice that, but either way, I do think this is a Josh Allen bounce back week. But I have Herbert higher and a potential better game script. I mean, they're very similar players. I'll just prefer Justin Herbert in a better matchup.
I think earlier I said that Herbert was in my top 5. He's actually my QB7, so I don't know what I was saying, but
he's my 6.
I have Josh Allen at 5, so I would go with Josh Allen there. So. Wooga Luga, Michelle, Gaskin, Sermon, Edwards-Helaire, choose 2. So I'll take Sermon and Gaskin. To be honest, I'd say Edwards-Helaire there.
Spicy, clip Bush saying that name.
What, Wooga Luga?
Wooga Luga.
Yeah, I'll go. Like I said, I'll go with Sermon and Gaskin.
Yeah.
Hey boys, Quintez Cephas or Kenny Goliday in a PPR league? Give me Kenny Goliday there. Caesar. Different PPR start, one for flex. Allen Robinson, Fournette, Damian Harris, or Juju. I'll go with Allen Robinson there.
Yep, agreed there.
Alexander Madison or Sterling
Madison.
Shepard, PPR flex. Give me Alexander Madison there, Max.
Yep.
Corey, with the wrong spelling. Antonio Gibson or Alexander Madison. I'll go with Antonio Gibson there, Corey. Aaron says Godwin or Sutton for the flex. Give me Chris Godwin there. There's no way I sit Chris Godwin this week. Sterling Shepard or Terry McLaurin, half PPR. I will take Terry McLaurin there.
Yep, agree there. So do you have the where we left off here after Anuna?
Yes, it is Max's question. Or no, he asked it a second time. It is S-Mac.
All right, keep your cursor there because we actually did get another $5 super chat from Slacker Hero. He says half point PPR start one. Julio, Madison, Tyson or Michelle, Tyreek, Debo, Najee, and Swift already starting. So to answer your question in terms of who to start here, it's a very close one in my opinion between Julio and Madison, but I would indeed in a half PPR format lean Julio Jones.
Man, that's so close. I'd also take Julio Jones, but it is really close.
Absolutely.
It's hard to sit Madison. When you have a Madison week, you always want to play Madison because you don't know how often he's going to be startable. So I understand probably wanting to go with Madison there, but he has a little bit more risk than Julio Jones does. So I'll go with Julio Jones there.
Yep.
And there's no way you're taking any of the current starters that you have out. So yeah, I'll go with Julio.
Fully agree here. So you have where we left off, right?
Yep. Half PPR flex, Alexander Madison or Mike Williams. Go with Madison there.
Yep.
S-Mac. Alex says Madison or Sermon. Go with Madison there. Alex D. Mooney or Pittman Jr. So, man, that's pretty close. I think I'd go with Pittman there. I think Pittman has a really good matchup.
Yeah, I mean, they're very close, probably around the wide receiver 40 to 45 range. But if you want to go with Pittman with the matchup against the Titans, I think that's a good bet. He looked good last week, and he's a clear number one on that team. So I don't mind that. Do you have where we left off after Gustavo, by the way?
Yes, I have. It's James Will, I believe.
All right, bet. So we actually got another $4.99 super chat from Steven. Appreciate that a ton. He says, should I sit Evans, start OBJ, and maybe flex Gaskin, Sanders, or James White? Send money here just because it's quicker. Sorry, guys. Don't worry about it. Appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate the super chat.
He's in terms of who to start, I would still start Evans over OBJ. And Gaskin versus OBJ is pretty close. I'll actually start OBJ in the flex and start Evans at my wide receiver spot.
Yeah, that is probably the route I would go with as well. I know Gaskin gets touches, so he's kind of intriguing to start, but I think OBJ is probably going to get a good amount of targets in this game. So I'd go with OBJ there.
For sure.
And Evans in the starting spot, I guess.
Yep. Here.
Okay, so Jared actually asked one before him. So forgot to ask Pitts or Higbee for my buddy as well. Go with Kyle Pitts there for your buddy. James Will says in flex, JD McKissick, James Conner, DJ Chark, or Will Fuller. I'll actually go with Will Fuller there.
For sure. Do you have where we left off?
Jesus, Mac. I think that's that percent that, right?
I believe so. Let me check. Yep.
Yeah, I got where we left off. It's the real YDK.
All right, perfect. Max says, $20 super chat. Appreciate that a lot. He says, I never sent a super chat before on any channel. Definitely helped me win money this past season. Money is for cheeseburgers as honorary Americans. Yeah, I mean, well, we might spend it on a nice poutine. We'll see there. But appreciate that $20 super chat, Mac. You're in every live stream, and we notice it, man. So keep showing that support. And as always, love having you here.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely appreciate that. So the real YDK says, should I start at the flex Melvin Gordon, Tyson Williams, or Juju? I will go with Tyson Williams there. The real YDK. Danny Jones, or Teddy Bridgewater. I'll go with Ryan Tannehill there. I know Daniel Jones has a great matchup, but it'd be very typical of Daniel Jones to disappoint in this spot. So I will go with Ryan Tannehill, who also has a great matchup.
Yeah, I'll go with Tannehill as well.
Pitts or Gronk full PPR. I will go with Kyle Pitts there. IG. To everyone in the chat, I'm usually here until 12:45, even if I get to it 90% of the time or 99% of the time. Yeah, we'll try and speed this. That's going to be a tall task for us right now because we're half an hour behind, or a good amount behind. But we will try and speed through as many as we possibly can, and we'll hop off here at 12:45. But if we didn't get to your question, feel free to tweet at us. Our Twitters are on the screen right now. Feel free to DM us or whatever, or maybe leave it in the comments or something. We'll try and get to it because we need a couple minutes to set our own lineups, make sure we're not missing anything. We can't go right.
That's happened to me a couple times before.
It's happened to me a number of times, which is why we're kind of trying to cut it off at 12:45 so we could get our own lineup set.
For sure. And again, if you guys want to reach us, you have track where we left off in the comments. We're a little behind, but if you hide the comment for a second, you guys can see our Twitter at DannyFootball59 if you want to reach me. Any set questions, I'll feel free to answer. I'm sure Corey the same at FootballStock on Twitter. And as always, again, we're happy to answer as many questions as possible.
Yeah, especially with the support that you guys showed today. Jesus.
Absolutely.
Spicy, aren't they back to? Okay, yeah. Cousins or Tannehill, 0-2, 6 point per passing touchdown league. Also could pick up. Yeah, I'll go. I'll still go with Ryan Tannehill there. I have Ryan Tannehill pretty high this week. I think what Matthew Stafford and Russell Wilson did to that defense, I think is probably going to be the same thing with Ryan Tannehill this week.
Yep, I agree there.
Tyson Williams or Julio Jones, full PPR. I will go with Julio Jones in a full PPR league there.
Julio, yep.
Kenny Goliday on a limited snap count this week. Okay, so a couple people have mentioned that so far, so that must actually be a fact that he's playing like limited reps or something. I haven't actually quite seen that yet, but
so happy to.
I'm still. I might move him down a little bit. Might take him out of one of my tournament lineups once we sign off of here, but I still am okay starting him as like a top 40 wide receiver, but I had him like wide receiver like 28 or something at one point, so I'll probably move him down a little bit
for sure.
Okay. Patrick says Rodgers versus San Fran or Stafford versus Tampa Bay. Give me Aaron Rodgers slightly, but I think Stafford's also in a great spot as well. I think I'm not really sure if we already answered this, Corey, but I'll take Antonio Gibson there. Yeah, close on Bushes only. Full PPR, which three do I start if Dalvin doesn't play? Miles Sanders, Juju, Madison, Chase, Edmonds.
Sitting one, I'd sit Juju.
I also would start the 3 running backs. Yeah.
Yep.
Is Madison a trap? I mean, he could be. I don't think he's I know everybody's going to point to what he did last year when Dalvin was out, but they kind of just got lambasted in that game and he was game scripted out of it. So I don't think that's going to happen again. I think it's going to be a lot closer of a game. It's going to be high scoring too. And they run the ball in the red zone like crazy. So no, I don't think Madison is a trap this week. I think if you're playing DFS or if you have him on your roster, you're probably okay to throw him into your lineup as a top 20 guy.
Yep, I agree there.
Start one, Jamar Chase, Kenny. I don't even have to read the rest. It's Jamar Chase pretty convincingly there, Renee. Madison's not a trap. Half PPR, Woods or Jamar Chase is my flex. Give me Jamar Chase there. Enzy or Enzyme. Which wide receiver should I target for Damian Harris? I'd imagine you could probably try and target a guy like T. Higgins maybe for Damian Harris. Maybe you could even get somebody a little bit better than that. I'm trying to think who else you could get. Maybe if Robert Woods has a down game again, if you want to be targeting him, maybe. I don't know.
I would wait. That's better than Higgins?
Not better than Higgins, but like in the range of Higgins.
Okay. Yeah, Claypool.
If somebody's a little nervous about Deontay Johnson, maybe you target Deontay Johnson with Damian Harris.
Okay, yeah, I agree there.
Half PPR flex, Robert Woods or Trey Sermon. Give me Trey Sermon there. MRGN. Tyson Williams or Julio Jones. Yeah, we already answered that. That's Julio Jones for me. Tyson Williams, Madison, or Sutton full PPR.
It'd be super tough to sit Sutton, but
in full PPR, it is really tough to sit Sutton. But I think I would go with Madison personally.
Yeah, that's where I'm at as well. That's a really close one.
Yep. Yosoy Fiesta, wide receiver 3 at a flex PPR. Odell. I'll go with Odell at wide receiver and then Trey Sermon at flex.
Yep. I agree there.
PPR Mixon, Swift, Madison, or Julio Jones. Pick 3. I'm gonna sit Madison probably.
Yeah, it's so close between him and Julio.
Yeah, like again, when you have Madison and you get a Dalvin Cook is out game, you want to play him, but I'm sitting Madison there. You got a really great situation on your hands, basically. So I'll sit Madison there.
Yep.
Madison or KJ Osborne. I mean, that's Madison pretty easily there. Brian. Start 2 wide receivers, Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans, Sterling Shepard, Chase Claypool, Rondale Moore.
McLaurin and Claypool Evans is so close.
Claypool Evans is very close. I will
Claypool, I want to say.
I'll lean Claypool as well because of the Ramsey matchup, but that's super close, man. Like those guys are like super, super close. I'll go with Terry McLaurin and Chase Claypool, though. It's really hard to sit Mike Evans, especially what he did last week. I mean,
I agree.
Immediate production. Yeah, that's what I said about Robbie Anderson. Yeah. I meant like as in more so than Elijah Moore, not necessarily immediate production in general. But starting team, should I make any changes? No, I think
that's good to me.
I think that looks good to me, especially if Goliday is going to be limited.
Yeah, I agree there.
Shep versus the Falcons or Terry. Give me Terry McLaurin there, over Sterling Shepard. Give me Chase Claypool there, Cameron.
Yep.
Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans, Chase Claypool. Is this the one that we just answered? Yeah, it is the one that we just answered. Give me Terry and Chase Claypool there. I can't pronounce your name.
Mashak.
Yeah, there you go. We already answered Symbolic there. Edmonds or Rondell Moore at the second
Edmonds.
flex. Give me Chase Edmonds there. Precious baby Lamar got over his tummy ache finally. Damn. My starting running backs this week are Henry, CEH, and Sermon at the flex. Do I bench any of them for CEH? Wait, do you bench any of them?
Wait.
CEH is already in your lineup, you said.
Yeah, I'm confused. I don't know. Go on.
Yeah. We already answered that, I believe.
Yeah, we already answered that from Steak.
Yep. I meant Gaskin. Oh, okay.
CH over Gaskin.
Yeah, CH over Gaskin for sure. I believe Paul super chatted that. So
appreciate that.
I have Julio Jones. What's a running back trade target range? Maybe like Miles Sanders, Chris Carson type. If you can buy, if Gibson has another down week this week, you could probably buy low on Gibson with Julio Jones, I would say, or a Najee Harris or something like that. You could probably pull that off. I would say Najee Harris, Antonio Gibson, if they have down weeks this week.
Yeah, I agree there.
Madison Dalvin's out for DFS at just over min price. What site is he just over min on? Because he's like 6K on DK is what I saw.
Maybe FanDuel.
On FanDuel, I think he's like 4,800 if I'm not mistaken. So he's not really like, I guess he is kind of just over min price on FanDuel. So on FanDuel, I'm okay playing Madison because he's a lot cheaper. But DK, he's more than DeAndre Swift on DK.
Yeah.
I don't even think he's at a discount.
Yeah, like if you get a site where he's super, super cheap at that point, I need to know the site.
Yeah, it's on Owner's Box, I believe he is. He's also like just over the min on there too. I played him in the free lineup that I did there. So yeah, I'd go with Madison on DFS. He's kind of chalky, obviously. He's going to be really highly owned, but if he's like min price, then I'm okay doing that to get some other things into your lineup. Blake's his standard league. Okay, I don't even remember what his question was. Oh, Julio. Oh, in a standard league, yeah. I'd probably go after like a Miles Sanders, Najee Harris, Antonio Gibson type.
We already answered this one.
Yep.
Click off. Yeah. Sanders.
I'll go with Miles Sanders there, Derek. We're gonna head off if you're at 12:50, so we'll try and get through as many of these as we possibly can. Like I said, just DM us on Twitter, and we'll get to you right before 1 p.m. kickoff. As soon as we sign off this stream, I'll answer as many questions as I can. But it doesn't look like we're gonna finish all these, so just make sure if you need our questions answered, you reach out to us. So Miles Sanders, there, Derek. Running backs this week. Okay, yeah, we already answered that. Awesome, thank you, no problem, Brock. Odell or Javante in standard. Craig, I will go with Odell there slightly in standard.
I agree there.
Good luck this week. Appreciate that, Brock. We already answered that. Steak.
Yeah, Steak. I'll go with Antonio Gibson there, Brock.
Yeah, I'll let you go through some questions here.
Antonio Gibson. I don't have it. It's cut out for me. The last thing I see is heart something. Heart.
Oh, I may have just gotten skipped down also.
Hartnell.
Yeah, I just got pushed down.
Okay. Hartnell.
Honestly, we'll just sign off here, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Again, if we didn't get to your guys' questions, there's a lot of questions.
So, again, as we talked about, make sure if you guys can give anything, head on over to the GoFundMe for Mike Tagliere and his family. Obviously, rest in peace to Mike Tagliere. The fantasy community lost a true great one. We're really hoping that his family can rebound, and this GoFundMe is kind of a way to do that. So if you can give anything, some of you guys gave $5 in the super chat. $5 is fine. If you can give $5, then they'll definitely get to their goal. They've already passed their goal, but we definitely want to help them out as much as possible. So go on over to Fantasy Pros Twitter account. If you guys can't see the link, it's linked on their Twitter as well. So thanks for all the support that you guys showed in this chat. I mean, there's a lot of super chats in here. So thank you to everybody who left a super chat. Mac TV with the highest number, $20 today. So appreciate that. Again, we will be, on our phones for the next 12 minutes or so. So if we didn't get to your question, reach out to us on Twitter, tweet at us, DM us, whatever, and we'll answer it if we didn't get to your question. So peace out, guys. Hope you guys enjoy your Sunday. Go Bucks.